in the Philippines represent half of the country's population. These 42 million young Filipinos desire simple things: education and a decent living. The youth, however, are deprived of their basic rights. A lot of the youth have to work at farmlands in the predominantly agricultural country. 9 million of them would spend their entire youth this way. Basic education in the Philippines should be free, but still, every year, 200,000 children will not enter primary school, and another 800,000 will not enter secondary school. So, that is 1 million young people who never get into the country's school system.
Sa hirap ng buhay natin, kailangan makapag-aral sila kahit paano.
In the hope that a college graduate would bring better fortunes for the family, parents would sell their meager properties just to send their youth to school. Since the government allocates on 1,000 pesos per year for every scholar, only 598,000 youth could go to colleges or universities. But yearly increases in tuition and other school fees have pushed more students to drop out from college. That is why only 364,000 youth could graduate and actually finish their degrees. That is just one side of the story. The out-of-school youth hope to find jobs so that they could live the next day. Those who have finished college also hope that finally they can work and help their families. But they would find no jobs. More than half of total unemployed Filipinos are youth, and these numbers increase hundreds of thousands each year. The hope is vanished. So what are the choices left for the Filipino youth? To go abroad and search for greener pastures as maids and nurses in industrialized countries? They leave their beloved motherland and their families, as the government forces them to do with its market-driven education program and its labor export policy. To still hope for a better future for them, for the nation, and for the generations to come. But true hope comes with sacrifice. A number of Filipino youth have come to realize this, that to be able to attain what is duly right for them, they have to fight for it.
The proposed 2008 budget allocates 1.5% to health spending, making the Philippines one among the countries that spend the lowest on health, way below the 5% of GDP margin recommended by WHO. The average Filipino family of 6 needs 700 pesos daily for basic survival. But with a big disparity in the daily minimum wage and escalating problem of landlessness, families are definitely left wanting. Recent studies show that 80% of the population lives with less than 100 pesos per day. Worse, some 30% are even struggling to live for 40 pesos per day. Majority of the Filipinos are then left with little, if not none, for healthcare, leisure, and others. History shows the leading role of young people in affecting social change. They are unfortunately not spared from violence and coercion. Despite these, the young people persevere in serving God and the people. Behind these numbers and statistics are everyday images of the millions of suffering Filipino children and youth. In the face of these realities, we take a stand in committing ourselves in following Christ to make meaningful and just changes. The Ecumenical Youth under the National Council of Churches in the Philippines have contributed to this cause.
In the face of poverty,
we are led by God to learn and reflect upon the real situation of our country.
Saan may katarungan at pagkakaisa, isang lipunang Diyos ang nasa puso ng bawat isa.
in the face of hopelessness,
We hold on to our undying faith of following Christ in serving the people.
Ang bawat sandali, pagyamanin natin natin ang ating puso at isipan sa pagiging makadiyos at makatao. Bawat sandali, huwag nating sayangin, huwag nating sayangin ang bawat sandali. Pagyamanin natin ang ating puso at isipan, at kinabukas ay ating pandayin. Sabay-sabay at sama-sama nating likhain isang kinabukasang may katiyakan. Bawat oras na lumilipas ay di na magbabalik.
In the face of apathy,
We remain steadfast in the hope not only for a better tomorrow, but especially of today. With our untiring spirits, creativeness, vigor, and enthusiasm, we vow to keep the fervor burning in our hearts.
in the face of danger,
We link up with many other youths here and abroad as we educate and organize the youth to address our pressing concerns to and against oppressive forces and systems.
Huwag nating sayangin, huwag nating sayangin ang bawat sandali. Pagyamanin natin ang ating puso at isipan, at kinabukas ay ating pandayin. Bawat sandali, huwag nating sayangin, huwag nating sayangin ang bawat sandali.
And together with the other sectors of the Church and stakeholders in the ecumenical movement, we vow for a just and humane society that upholds our dignity as Filipinos and as a blessed people of God.
We remain as restless partners of the Church to spread God's word and love through the ecumenical movement. Persevere in the struggle for genuine peace based on justice.
To reclaim our presence in the various schools and educational institutions.
To address the concerns and impact of migration.
To ensure greater support from our churches and church leaders.
To broaden our ecumenical perspective and engage further in promoting interfaith involvement.
our churches and church leaders must unceasingly and truly support the youth.
All together now, sisters and brothers.